Thank you. Good evening. I'm David Assad, the chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals for the City of Fall River. It's 6 p.m. on Thursday, April 29th, 2021. We are meeting virtually via Zoom. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, dated March 12, 2020 at 8:40 p.m. Pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, subsection F, I hereby notify all persons in attendance that this meeting is being recorded with both video and audio devices. Our recording secretary this evening is Brittany Faria. She's recording an audio version, and Fall River Government TV, Alex Mello, is recording both the video and audio version. If anyone desires to make an audio, video, or combination recording thereof, please notify me now and I shall make a public announcement of your intention. Present this evening, virtually via Zoom, our permanent members, James Corkin, Secretary, Attorney Carolyn Morissette, Vice Chair, John Frank, Dan Dupere, alternate members Joseph Pereira and Ricky Sahadi. Brittany, have all petitions to be considered been properly advertised and all interested parties notified in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Zoning Board of Appeals and Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48 as amended?
Yes.
I declare the April 29, 2021 scheduled meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals of the City of Fall River open for such business as shall regularly come before it. I remind all persons presenting before the board, including the petitioners, abutters, anyone in support, or anyone opposed to the petition, that your presentation should be limited to 3 minutes. Questions and responses must be directed through the chairman. The board's rules and regulations direct the board to specifically look for information which supports the petitioner's claim. As such, the petitioner should identify and factually support the basis for the petition. I hereby advise the petitioner and all interested persons that this board is the Zoning Board of Appeals. This board's authority exists pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, and is limited in scope and deals with the use of land as regulated by Chapter 86 of the ordinances of the City of Fall River. Additional permits, licenses, reviews, and/or approvals may be required for the specific development and/or use which is the subject of the petition before the zoning board this evening. The clerks in the building, planning, engineering, and licensing departments are competent in the discharge of their duties as clerks. They are, however, not lawyers and are not competent to give legal advice. The action taken by this board has a real and lasting effect upon the title to your real estate. I urge all petitioners to seek competent legal counsel before filing your petition and after a decision of the board has been made. For example, there is a city ordinance 2015-11, section 10-1 requiring site plan reviews. A copy of the ordinance is available at the city clerk's office or from the planning department. I remind everyone that the building inspector is the zoning enforcement authority, and you are here this evening because the building inspector has determined that your proposed action is contrary to the City of Fall River zoning ordinances. The city charter, section 9-18, mandates that all multiple member bodies develop and adopt rules or policies for public comment. We have adopted such a policy, which in short provides for citizen input on zoning board specific matters at the end of this meeting. I disclose that an official copy of the Fall River zoning ordinance is available at the city clerk's office. One cannot rely on the online zoning ordinance. I also disclose that a new recodified edition approved by the planning board and city council in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, Section 5, now with this red grapefruit cover, is the official copy. Is there any questions before we begin? Hearing none. Agenda item number 1, City of Fall River, care of Matthew Thomas Esquire, vacant land, North Main Street, lot X542. This is a variance request to allow the subdivision of land partially located in the BL district and partially located in S District to create 30 single-family lots, minimum lot size 5,000 square feet. Good evening, Attorney Thomas. Would you identify yourself for the record and tell us what you'd like to do?
Good evening, Mr. Assad and members of the board. My name is Matthew Thomas. My office is at 4 Park Place, New Bedford, Massachusetts, 02740, and I serve as special counsel to the treasurer, assessor, and the assessor's office and the tax collector. And tonight I'm here on behalf of the custodian of tax possessions, Mary Sahadi, who is also on the Zoom call with us. As the chairman correctly stated, we're here before you tonight on a variance to allow 30 house lots. And I just want to give you a little bit of a background on this, briefly address this, and answer any questions you may have. First off, I'd like to thank you all for attending the meeting this evening, and for your kind consideration of our request. So this parcel was acquired by the city on March 15th of 2002 as a result of a decree of foreclosure from the land court, and it became a tax possession. Some of you may know a tax possession is not a true piece of municipal property, has no intrinsic value like a police station or a school or a fire station. Rather, it's collateral that the city acquires for bad debt, the unpaid real estate taxes. So as such, the goal is to get the parcel back on the tax rolls as soon as possible so that it can produce the revenue that the city needs to provide essential city services. Unfortunately, when this parcel became a tax possession, there were two issues with it. First, it had been subsequently misidentified as XO522, and since there already was an XO522, there was some confusion about where the parcel was. Secondly, there was an issue with regard to the boundaries of the parcel, since there was another tax parcel located on the western boundary of this, and that other tax parcel was known as 3775 rear North Main Street. Oddly enough, this happens a lot with parcels that have come out of the old Naverka sawmill property. In 2013, we were able to resolve the confusion about the inadvertent mislisting, and we were able to confirm that this was a different parcel than XO522. It took us until 2020 to resolve the potential cloud of title because of that other parcel that was located on the western boundary. What helped us in that process was an unfortunate circumstance for the owner of that parcel. The bank that held the mortgage on that parcel, that other parcel, foreclosed on the mortgage, notified the city that there was some problem with the title, and the city was able to work with the title attorneys for the bank and clarify the boundaries of that parcel and this parcel. That other parcel is now known as 3687 North Main Street. So now the city is ready to auction this property off, which is how we normally dispose of tax possessions, so it can be returned to the tax rolls. And in doing so, we look to maximize the revenue that the city obtains from the conveyance of the property while being sensitive to the nature of the surrounding neighborhood. The reason I'm before you tonight is that this parcel has two issues that affected zoning as well. One is the shape of the lot, and the second is the topography. So, as you know, that properties in that area have a topography issue where they're built on the side of a hill. And on this particular property, from the front to the back of the property, there's about 100-foot incline. Secondly, the lot is shaped in a way that it's almost like a T. And so normally to be able to lay out the parcels in it, it would be very difficult. This is also a split lot. The majority of the property is located in a BL district, local business, and there's a small portion along the southern boundary that's located in a single family residence. Brittany, is it possible to put the plan up on a share screen so that folks can see it?
Yep, I'm working on that. 1 second. Alex, could you add me to share, please?
While Brittany's doing that, the majority is located in a local business district, which means that you can put house lots in there with a minimum size of 5,000 square feet. Okay, we just need to move this up a little bit. So as you can see at the top where it says North Main Street, that's the entrance to the property. And you can see how, as you look down toward the bottom of the screen, the topography changes. The heavy dotted line on the left of the property that runs from the back and then jogs in and goes to North Main Street there, that's the boundary between the BL district and the single family district. So in a BL district, house lots have to be 5,000 square foot each, whereas in a BL district, they have to be 12,000 square feet. We could develop this parcel without touching the single family home district and probably put in close to 40 house lots. But the topography doesn't allow us to do that because, as you can see right in the middle of the property, there's a building. And that building is that actual other property that I mentioned, 3687 North Main. What we're looking to do tonight is to come before you to get a variance that allows us to treat the whole area as a business, well, as a modified business and single family residence. We're looking for 30 house lots. And as you can see, we would be developing some of them, or they'd possibly be developed along the property boundary in the single residence district. And that would give us 30 lots, not the 40 that would be allowed under BL, not the 20 that would be allowed if it was all single family residence. Of course, when we set, and what we're looking to do is just to be able to market this in the auction and say, this can hold 30 house lots. A successful purchaser is still going to have to go through, file a definitive subdivision plan, satisfy site plan review, and go through all that process. But by granting us the variance tonight, you're allowing us to actually say in a definitive fashion that this could hold 30 house lots. And you can see the house lots are, some of them are 5,000, some of them are bigger. And they run up the ridge and into the back of the property, similar to the other properties in that area due to the topography. So I believe that due to the topography of the lot and the shape of the lot, not the size, but the shape of the lot, that this does qualify for a variance, and there will be no detrimental issue with the neighborhood in that North Main Street is a pretty heavily traveled road. By adding these 30 house lots, it's not going to add that much more traffic than already exists. It has a nice wide, if you look at the top of the plan, there is a nice wide opening onto North Main Street, which would allow a subdivision road to be put in that would have very clear turning radiuses. And we're also talking that at the same time, we may be able to address that sewer easement that runs across the back of those properties. So we would thank you for your consideration of this, and I can answer any questions you may have.
The smallest lot is 5,000 square feet. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Access, you got the 84 plus or minus square feet. That's going to give you access off North Main Street.
Exactly.
Street is 40 feet wide.
Ending in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, but that's, you got the access, you got topographical issues. The majority of the property is in the BL district. And the consistency of developing it, even the ones that with the majority of the space being in the S district, it's consistent with the development of the entire parcel, which if we use the BL district as being the majority, then every lot conforms.
Right, it does.
Okay, no, I don't have any. Is there any board members, any questions about this particular project? Yeah. Dan, any questions?
No.
John Frank,
No.
Jim Calkins,
No, sir.
Carolyn.
No, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone out there in favor of this petition? Is there anyone here opposed to this petition? I saw, okay, I'm not hearing anybody. I saw a name, I can't see it right now. What was it, Sylvia? Christine? Okay, but I just wanted to make sure everybody has an opportunity to input. Hearing none. Members of the board, we got no questions. Can I get a motion to grant or a motion to deny? Has the petitioner met the burden under chapter 48, section 10, shape, topography, soil condition, hardship, public good? If he has, give me a motion to grant. If he hasn't, motion to deny.
I'll make a
Mr.
motion to
Chairman,
do-
I move that we grant the variance.
Jim Corkins, motion to grant the variance. Do I have a second?
I'll second Dan Dupree.
Dan Dupere, okay, second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dan Dupere,
Yes.
John Frank,
Yes.
Jim Corkins,
Yes,
Carolyn Morissette,
Yes.
Chairman Assad, yes. Okay, that takes care of agenda item number 1. Thank you, Attorney Thomas, for your presentation.
Thank you all for your time and consideration. Have a good night.
Agenda item number 2, citizen input. Is there anyone out there who would like to address the board on zoning specific issues? Hearing none. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Dan
Motion
Dupree.
to adjourn, Dan Dupere, second.
Second.
Second, John Frank. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dan Dupere,
Yes.
John Frank,
Yes.
Jim Corkins,
yes.
Carolyn Morissette,
Yes.
Chairman Assad, yes. The Zoning Board of Appeals for April 29th, 2021 is hereby closed. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for attending. See you later.